Hello and welcome to the education of Ms. Brown. So I've been hearing this, I guess, mistake go around lately about this hairstyle within locks, or these hairstyles within locks. And it's retwist and a retie. So I'm going to explain the difference so you can understand. Because I had someone that they wanted to tighten their locks. They wanted to have it tight and be uniform. There's no more new growth that you can see to where it's like building the lock over time. But they asked for a retwist. And they got a retwist assuming that if they kept it in their hair long enough and they washed their hair, that nothing will happen. It would be set. It would stay. But a retwist is not meant to last. So let me define a retwist. It's taking a lock and twisting it. Well, I'll put an end right here. Twisting it at the roots. And this may or may not be with two strands. So I'll insert an example of what that looks like. Usually when people get a retwist, like I said, it's twisting the lock at the roots. It's usually done with two strands of the lock. And it's like a 2-in-1. You get your scalp cleaned up, and then you get like a style with 2-strand twists. Other times is with 1 strand only. You only retwist the scalp, and then that's it. Your locks are just twisted at the scalp, not 2 strands together. And one example of the 2-strand twist looks like this. I'm doing a 2-strand twist. I'm doing a retwist with a 2-strand lock twist on my mom's hair. And then this other one is with 1 strand. If I can find an example, I don't think I have a personal one. And basically the idea is just twisting the lock at the scalp. Now, usually with a retwist, it does not last long. It lasts as long as you make it. The moment you wet it and the product comes out, the gel, whatever, that's when it goes back and you have your new growth and all of that, and you need to have it cleaned up. Sometimes if you keep it in very long without wetting it, which means you usually wouldn't wash it, it may start to mat up and then it can lock like that over time, but that will take a long time. And usually people are not trying to go for that when it comes to retwisting. Now, retying. Let's get the definition of retying. Tying or knotting the lock at the roots. Okay. So a retie. A retie is what tightens your lock to make it uniform over time. That's usually what I do. I retie in my locks. I get retwists occasionally, but I usually get a retie. So a retie can be done in many ways with many tools. I have one, which is a crochet hook that I like to use every time I have new growth. I go to where the new growth is, I take the end of my lock and I pull it through, and I do like a 4-point rotation, or 3 depending on the lock, because not all my locks are the same size. There are also tools like a crochet needle. This thing right here is a 2-prong crochet needle where you can go at the root and just start. Basically, it rips your hair, but then it like forms it together to be stronger. And if done correctly, you won't lose your hair, or it won't fall out. It will just be tied. It will just be knotted together. And another one is a lock tool. I'll insert a picture because I don't have that anymore because I don't use that. But I have an example of me retying my hair years ago, because I don't record me doing hair videos. But that lasts longer than a retwist, and that forms the uniform of your lock. And that is what is necessary when you have a lot of new growth. Because if you have a lot of new growth and you don't get your hair retied, that can cause thinning in your locks and eventually breakage if you don't get it retied. So, I just wanted to come on here and share that, because I would hear a lot of people misusing these terms when they get their hair done, and then when they get their hair done, it's not what they expected in the long run, because they wanted something else. They wanted something, but they got something else. So yeah. Yeah, that's it. This was my explanation of that, and I'll see y'all in another video. Thank you for watching.